£1,000 question.
I have no time to be honest. Just
Really, I'm gonna make it short. What is the greatest act of love?
rate it.
Greatest act of love.
Trust.
Trust?
Yeah.
Well, it's more.
Feelings.
Who do you trust then? If you say trust,
Who do I trust?
yeah,
Only God.
you trust in God.
Yeah, of course.
So if death is to seize you, are you sure God will let you into heaven? Because you trust in God, right? If,
Yeah.
like, for example, because you could die any time, right?
Because we have
Boom.
done everything bad, how like yeah, God will forgive us, you know.
Yes. How do you know for sure? Should I tell you how you receive God's forgiveness?
Because that question.
I know it's hard. This is what God did so you can receive forgiveness. So that every single person walking in this street can receive forgiveness. Ever seen a cross? A cross? Do you know what that stands for?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ dying for our sins. God punished his only son. Maybe you might not be believing in the only son, but that's what it is. God sacrificed his only begotten son,
Yeah.
that we may be made right with him, allowing him to suffer on the cross, to be humiliated, to be spat on, and he died on that cross for our sins.
Yeah.
So we don't have to die. And he was buried and he rose again from the dead. If you just trust that, don't trust me, you go.
Yeah.
You know, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, go to the Bible. These people are real eyewitnesses that saw Jesus. They was with him. They saw him dying, and they saw him coming back to life. You know, it's a real history. So you yourself,
Real.
absolutely,
Come on, man.
absolutely.
He's joking, yeah.
Do I sound like somebody who's joking? If it was not true, I could not be telling you that is real history. Those people saw Jesus. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and
Dead
John.
and he coming alive.
Absolutely.
Again.
They buried him and he came back to life. No human being has ever done that. Only the Son of God did that. That's Jesus Christ. Only him.
God doesn't have a son.
Oh. Now,
I'm telling you.
do you know Abraham?
You can read Quran and you will know it.
Yeah? Do you know Abraham? Okay, listen, I respect the Quran. Don't feel like I'm a guy who the
No.
Quran actually has proofs of Muhammad's existence.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't stand here and say to you Muhammad never existed. Because why? The Quran proved that Muhammad did exist.
Yeah.
But the problem I have with Muhammad is that he came about 560 years after Jesus Christ. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John saw Jesus Christ. So it's either I trust the people who actually saw Jesus Christ with their eye testimony, their witnesses,
Yeah.
and that's why the Bible is still there. We can read it today. Or I trust Muhammad, who came 560 something years after Christ.
Yeah.
It just doesn't add up with my way of thinking when you look at it. I mean, historically speaking, basically.
Yeah.
So that's why personally I trust the evidences that are there to back the claim that Jesus Christ died for our sins.
Yeah.
When Muhammad says he did not die for our sins. You see, that's how I see it. So personally I can just challenge you
Yeah.
to go and study the Bible. Even compare the Bible with many things of the Quran, and you're gonna see that it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Anyway, it's upon you to do the research,
Yeah.
and we are all learning and growing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not saying I know it all now and you don't know it all now, but each day you live, God is giving you a chance to learn more.
Of course.
It's upon you to seek Him.
Yeah.
Are you seeking God? Maybe you're gonna go through Islam until you get to 40 and then you realize it's Jesus' way. You don't know.
Look, I was born
Muslim.
in a family that are Muslim. When I get older, how can I change my religion?
Have you ever asked
It's
yourself?
hard, you know what I mean? But some Christian, they become Muslim because they believe that Muhammad, they believe in Quran or something like that. You know? That's why I become Muslim. Who tell me who is Muslim become like Christian or something?
Oh, Nabil Qureshi. Do you know what happened to him? God rest his soul in peace. He died with cancer. But Nabil Qureshi, when he turned from Islam to Christianity,
Yeah.
his family never liked him anymore. They threatened him. Even somebody said to him, I am your God. You know? Why? Because when you find the true Jesus, the Son of God, I know you, which you haven't understand it yet, which is also one with God. When you find him, it doesn't matter if the whole world hates you. It doesn't matter if you don't have money, don't have cars, don't have any of these things. It's because you have found the person who will justify you before God. If you stand before God, for example, do you think God will find you innocent or guilty?
What do you mean?
You know the 10 Commandments?
Yes.
If God is to judge you by the 10 Commandments, you don't know when you're going to die, right? I don't know when I'm going to die. But I always tell every single person I come across with, I could die in the next 1 minute.
Yeah, sure.
Right? I don't know. Anytime. So if death is to seize you and you stand before God and is to judge you by the 10 Commandments, do you think he will find you innocent or guilty? He'll find you guilty, right?
Yeah.
Every single person walking down these streets will be guilty. Black, white, Hispanic, Hindus, Buddhists, Christian, Muslim, every human being will be guilty.
Yeah.
Now, if you go and check the Bible, read the Bible, you'll find Jesus never ever committed one sin. Not one.
Yeah.
But all of us, we have done it. So there is something more special about Jesus than everybody else. Forget about his divinity. I'm not telling you first from his divinity. I'm telling you from a human perspective. He's more than a human, basically, because all humans, we know, they have sinned. But him, it's more than that. He hasn't sinned. Now, thanks, Mick. Good morning. Now, when it comes to Muhammad, for example, do you think